We are live.
We are live. Oh, look at that. Let's see if it'll change it. Well, sec, guys. Got to keep my phone straight. Ah.
I was going through Twitter the other day, and I seen your was it Facebook? I seen your caveman picture.
Oh yeah.
I was like, man, this guy's for real.
I haven't had a shave yet. I know. I know. I need a shave desperately. I can't be asked, guys. I'm in the studio all the time, so I just can't be bothered. I go out to pick up my son and pick it and take him, and that's it. Otherwise, yeah. I don't see the light of day, so it's really like just being in a cave anyway, so might as well look the part. All right, so history drum machines, eh? That's what we've got today.
That's what we got.
That sounds cool, man. That sounds cool.
We're going to get a good segment out of it, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Hopefully a lot of people take to it and tell their friends about it. We can get some subscribers off of this.
Yeah, well, it's good to go back to the roots. That's where you have to know your history, man. You can't just, it really helps.
Yeah.
It just helps. Yeah. All right. So, if we're going to start off, do you want me to start it off? Just say what's about, or are you going to...
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, okay, well, based on, sort of the group research and stuff, I've come up with a few. The first one is the Chamberlin Rhythmate by Harry Chamberlin. I don't know if we've got a video of that, if we're going to play a video of it.
We sure do have a video.
Oh, that's good. I don't know if you can play it, and I can talk through.
We should just kind of give them a little index of what.
Yeah, basically it was created in 1949. It's not really a drum machine. Basically, it was that's how it started off, and it was really to support organ players and things like that. And this great big thing that was invented in 1949 that went through various updates up until the 60s. Basically, it was just like a big box, like a big speaker, and it had various different rhythms. Your typical wall speaks and that kind of stuff. And what it was done was it would be 10 loops on tape, and you could mix them together, and it would give you some kind of drum pattern. And that's how it was. So you want to go ahead and play the video, and you can see what like.
What I'm going to do, because it's not going to record the video with the show, so I'm going to put the video in the link. So
that's good. That's good.
This is actually going to suck for our YouTube followers, because I don't know, what we should do is post these links in the description, so that way.
We'll just post it on the YouTube video later. We'll just post the links in, as you say. Why I've got the description of the video, and then they can go see them. It's probably a good way of doing it. As you can see there, it's a box with the switch on.
We all can hear okay?
Yeah, I can hear that fine. Basically, these were recordings of drum beats, and then you could just merge them together. In all effects, we're laughing about it, but in all effects, it's really a 10-track tape recorder. That's exactly what it is, and basically, you're playing a part of the studio engineer trying to
This is hard to believe.
I'm laughing because I got a beat machine, and I couldn't imagine trying to make a beat with that right there. God.
Sounds like a biscuit tin.
Oh man, that's a big setup. I like the way that switches.
Yeah, but all that was valves as well. That's analog.
Yo, that's dope. It really is dope.
Honestly, they bust a sweat out of that back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Yo, look how easy it is. He's switching these beats. Oh my god. Move so easy.
I mean that thing has a built-in amplifier, a built-in 12-inch speaker as well. But at a later date they did a 10-inch speaker. So yeah, it was really to accompany organ players than anything else. Not a full band, or, big band or anything. It was really just like your my phone fell. It was really just like your little organ player that would be in a bar or somewhere like that playing away, and that's what it was used for.
That's a cool device.
Yeah, but basically, I don't know what model that one is there, but they brought out various models. The 200 was the first, then the 350, 400, 500, and 600. I think it went all the way up to 660. Yeah.
This is a cool little thing. I've heard that.
Ooh, it sounds like a guitar to me.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. It's got a lot of swing. Oh.
That's sick right there, yo.
Awesome.
I want to sample that.
Amazing.
That's groove.
That's like 3 patterns, right? For each kind of theme.
That's right. That's
crazy.
That's beautiful.
A dope drum machine. I got to give them credit for the
1940,
what, 1940.
1949.
Oh
that came out.
They was
yeah.
Can you imagine that, man? Jesus.
Yeah. But that was like the top end at that point in time.
Literally doing magic right there. When you saw somebody pull up with one of them machines and they started playing music, doing magic.
Yeah. You go, oh, yeah. You might, wow, check out his gear.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's it. The MPC touch of the day, literally touch. So they invented it over 100 years before the MPC touch almost. Yeah. But I mean, after that, then that was up to sort of 1960s. That one, 1949, they first came out. But the true drum machine, in terms of actually making drum sounds with electricity and things, was actually credited to the next one, which is the Wurlitzer. The Wurlitzer Sideman it is. And basically what this machine was like a contraption that was, again, meant to accompany organists and things like that. Remember, we're going back all the way before rock or any of those things came out. So most of the music was sort of church-based or home-based, that kind of thing. So it was a very different scene. So obviously these machines were cutting edge back then. So they were made to accompany an organist, a solo player, rather opposed to a whole band. But this Wurlitzer Sideman was basically had various drum patterns plugged in, and how it was like, if I remember rightly, well, just let me click up this page because make sure I'm right. So yeah, basically it was circuits and basically it had some triggers on a wheel, and basically as the wheel went round, it had contact points, and it would touch various contact points inside of the whole mechanism, and as it touched that, it would fire off a sound. So it's working in exactly the same way as an analog synth, where today we press a key and that sort of fires off a bit of voltage that then sets off, goes around the circuit, and it emits a sound. Well, this was basically in a similar kind of way, except you had a wheel round rather opposed to keys that you press. So you press these keys and it would set off the wheel rotating, and depending on what pattern you put in, it would fire off a specific rhythm. So whether the rhythm was like a kind of a waltz or something like that. And that's how basically the machine worked. It was like a box, and then you had some switches, some keys again, that you could then isolate the different sounds, such as kick drums and snares and things like that, to be able to come up with your own beat. So it would basically send all these cycles going around, and you could isolate different parts of the wheel at the same time, as far as I understand it. And then that's it. And then they'd have one specific one just for a metronome click, so you've got timing. If we've got video, play the vid. Let's have a look. Let's see what it's like.
Pretty noisy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it in my studio. Listen to that noisy thing. It sounds good though, man.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, so you speed it up, slow it down. And on the video, yeah, you can actually see the wheel going around and stuff, and how it's triggering it all off. So yeah, it almost looks like a music box. Yeah, so you can see that it's like almost like a music box. You can see all the contact points on there. It's just selecting, it's picking it off. It sounds like a train. So basically, the electric motor sending that around. That's how you get the
wow.
bit.
I want to play with it. I'm sorry, I get bored right away, but I play with it, you know?
Yeah. Make that foreign sound. But I mean, I don't want to really talk over the sounds of it, but my phone keeps dropping. But apparently the Musicians Association actually wrote to Wurlitzer, who made these, because they thought, oh my God, this is going to get rid of all the drummers' jobs. So they actually saw, future really of how important drum machines would actually become. But they petitioned them to actually stop manufacturing them.
Oh wow!
And that was, it's a rumor. But yeah, that's incredible. What they said. Yeah.
Me or you could have created that. You know
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
Like, incredible. Because this guy had the dream and the vision, he created it. Look how
exactly.
And he didn't have much technology back then to make anything.
No, exactly.
Like, if you look at this electric work on here, hell, they don't do it like this no more.
No, it's all computer done.
Imagine how much you probably
Like these buttons and knobs. Oh my, incredible.
But that's what it was. That's what all
That's
came
what
from.
you call vintage.
Yeah. Antique. Well, it's an antique.
Some pretty good editing.
Yeah.
Kind of dizzy now, though.
All right.
That was so dope. That was so dope.
So, okay. So, after that, there are other drum machines sort of in between that and stuff, but of significant kind of drum machines. We've then got quite a big step up in terms of technology and things, and we sort of go forward then another 8 years to 1967. And then we have sort of the birth of Korg, really, with bringing out the Keio Minipops rhythm machine. Now, this particular machine is the best of the Minipops line, and most famously was used by Jean-Michel Jarre on the album Oxygen. So if there's any synth lovers out there like me, you will know this album quite well. And basically, it's the most complex machine of the Korg series I mentioned. But it has 16 different, I think 16 different drum sounds or something, and about 20 presets it has. And basically, you can combine all those, freely to, make some great sounding combinations. So if you listen to any of Jean-Michel Jarre's Oxygen album, you'll hear that specific machine on there. So yeah, go ahead, play the machine. Let's see what it sounds like. So basically, I mean, what the machine looked like, it almost.
Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that when he shut the shit on? Did you hear that? I'm gonna rewind that a little bit. The thing started hustling or something, hissing like a cat.
Yeah. Well, it's got a distinctive whipping sound to it as well. There's one of the.
Oh my! Can you imagine that? Wow.
I mean, it looks like an old 70s tape machine where you used to press the things down to record wind and stuff.
Those sounds don't even seem like they can come out of that thing.
But yeah, they push the switches in and then mix it all and stuff.
I mean, like how good of quality those sounds. Those are high quality sounds on here.
It's really industrial sounding. It sounds like pistons and stuff going off. So clearly, all this stuff is done, with like sort of white things like that, in envelopes and stuff to give you that kind of snappy sound.
So that's all the hi-hats right there.
But it had a really good bass kick.
I love that kick. I love that kick, man.
But with this machine, how it worked was you've got these little things that you push in, and then you've got the sliders which mix the sound. And you've got two of them that are like rhythm sounds, and then the other three are like mixing it in.
Oh, yeah.
Da da da, da 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 da. It reminds me of that song what they did on the VL Turn 20 or something. The rumba beat. I like that snap. It's got a snap to it.
That's it, snappy.
Ooh! Ooh, the swing.
Oh yeah, that's hot.
It's almost like trap sounding snares these days. That would find its home quite nicely on a trap record these days. That snare sound.
It really, yo, those hi hats are dope. Yo. I love those hi hats.
Yeah. The little claps in the background, little blocks.
Oh yeah.
That's a party right there. That beat right there. That's a party.
I don't know what kind of party, but I'm sure Rubber would be. Almost African sounding in terms of the rhythm wise.
Very.
Got, a few polyrhythms going on there. Yeah, phone's fallen. You see, I fixed my ceiling, guys.
Imagine they had machines like this back then. You didn't need a band.
Yeah, I know. Early 1967 now. 20 years after Roswell, you know, all the conspiracy stuff. Yeah, we all knew about chips and everything then, you know. That's it. But yeah, you're beginning to come up to the modern era then in terms of technology for instruments. So yeah, it's getting close.
It works good too.
Yeah. Well, obviously, the longer it has to warm up, the better it will sound. It's analog, so.
Oh. Oh my God.
Is that an EQ? Is that a little EQ on there?
It's like a mixer. It's basically mixing the level of the sound as to what comes in, what goes out.
Okay.
That's dope. A lot of these patterns, I've heard them in music.
Yeah, of course. Well, based on traditional patterns, you know.
Like this one.
Yeah. That pattern's used quite extensively in hard rock. Quite a lot of it. A lot of drummers play that.
I heard this one in country a lot.
Yeah.
That's dirty. Oh my God.
What's the name of this one again? The name of this
the Minipop, the Korg Keio.
Nice. Minipops 7, this one.
That thing is slick.
Oh, I would never switch.
That thing is so slick.
It looks cool as well. It looks cool. All right, okay. So after that one, we then basically get into the 70s where things really take off, and this is where Roland really entered the scene. Roland entered with the CR78 was the big machine for them. Sort of most famously used by Ultravox in the famous song Vienna, the one that goes, oh, Vienna, and so on. So that was quite famous. Apparently, Phil Collins used it on The Air Tonight. And Blondie apparently on Heart of Glass. I'm just reading this off Wikipedia at the moment. But they've got quite a good little section on it. With a photo up there. So basically, just reading off Wikipedia, it represents sort of an important advance in drum machine technology at the time by allowing users to basically program their own drum patterns, and it was basically like a big box. Again, it was sort of
actually the first one that they were able to program themselves.
That's right. But I mean, it still had beats and rhythms such as the waltz and the bossa nova and the rumba, as you get in all the previous drum machines, and in most of the machines all the way up until sort of mid-90s and stuff. They all had that. But yeah, it allowed you to program it properly. It used analog drum voices, which apparently says, according to Wikipedia, sounded very little like real percussion instruments. And it also incorporated an NEC microprocessor, so microchip, to provide digital control of its functions. So, sorry guys, this is already, my case is broken, so phone keeps falling. This is proper improvisation. I've got like an iPhone 6 Plus on my desk, resting on my computer monitor.
Your phone.
Yeah, I know. Basically, according to Wikipedia, it had a microprocessor, a chip inside, and it basically, the 78's key new feature at the time was its introduction to adding additional 34 preset drums. Okay, so it had quite a lot of drum presets, to the other ones before, and it had RAM in there as well.
Oh, wow!
It would allow the users to basically program their own little pattern.
I wonder how much RAM is on there.
Don't know. I can't see.
It might have like what? It can't even be a megabyte.
Yeah, it'd be less than that. Yeah, but basically, the RAM was powered by a NiCad battery. So when that would rechargeable battery. So if that went, then you'd lose all your presets. So basically, if you didn't charge it, you'd lose your presets. But yeah, the front panel allowed the user to basically program the patterning and add a tempo knob. And it would actually accept V-trig clock, which this is preceding MIDI, so would allow voltage control to basically set that up to start off something. So if you had a Moog or something with voltage control, you just plug that into the back of it, press a key, and bosh, you would set off the pattern.
This was way before MIDI, yeah.
Not much before MIDI. MIDI was early 80s. This is 1978, so probably about 5 years before MIDI was actually out. So everything before MIDI was voltage controlled. So it was all to do with having some voltage entering one and going in and coming out. And then in between, you just alter, attenuate, which means decrease the voltage or increase the voltage, amplify it. And depending on how many volts were going through, that is what triggers something happening.
Imagine that. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So apparently you had a section of fills as well that was in that by default. And they would come in every sort of 2, 4, 8 or 16 bars. And some of the fills used some kind of were used in synth pop songs, such as Enola Gay by Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark, which I've no idea who that is, and Underpass by John Fox. I'm just paraphrasing here what's on Wikipedia. I haven't had time to go and actually check this. But basically, yeah. So they then went on to produce something similar, the CR68, which was essentially as this. The 78 machine, but without programmable patterns or the ability to fade drum sounds in and out. So the CR78 was, I suppose, the DSI Tempest of the day, you know, which we'll get to eventually. But yeah, the 66 then in between the 68 and lower than the 68 just offered fewer preset rhythms and no programmability at all. Have we got a video of it?
Yep. We sure did.
Go ahead, play the video. Yeah, you can really hear that's really 80s kind of.
Sounds very breakdance-ish.
Yeah, that's what the guys would have used. Yeah, totally. I mean, you can hear that. Phil Collins in the air tonight sounds totally. Feedback, eh?
That's our foreign sound. Woo!
Sounds like Barry Manilow. Woo!
You make some crazy clips on that.
Yeah.
What?
Yo, that's Hotline Bling. Yo, that's Hotline Bling.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Great.
Yo.
I mean, all these sounds are so en vogue now with what is happening in the industry with this sort of old retro kind of mindset, sort of retro futurism. I don't even know if that actually exists, but everybody's sort of looking back at these old machines and sounds to create future sounds that are yet to come. So it's quite funny, you know, the sounds themselves. They're so old but sound modern. It's kind of a weird concept.
Impressive.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, the fills.
That was dirty. This is where I'd be talking shit. I'd be talking about my money and what I did to your bitch.
Wait.
Oh, look at the telephone.
Oh, that's dope, man. That thing he got kind of look like the Touch.
Oh, what is that?
He's using that. He's using that like MIDI.
Yeah, a lot of voltage control. Yeah.
That's crazy. And he's scratching.
Hey, Tone, I'd love that.
Wow.
Sounds like a little dog. Little chihuahua. The drum machine with a chihuahua in the box. bugs out. Yeah, so that's cool, man. All right.
That's dope.
Okay, so that
good demonstration, man.
Yeah, that basically brings us to our last one. Now, I personally love the sound of this drum machine. I just like the drums on it. I don't know why, but the Linn LM-1. Now that was released in 1980, so this is, you know, a couple of years after the CR78. And basically, the price of this drum machine was anything between sort of a few $1,000s anyway. I think I'm looking at here. Just let me see. On Wikipedia, it says, I don't know if these are today's prices or what, but they say anything between $5,000 to $5,500. So when this came out, I think, as far as I remember, it was around about $4,000 or something. Looking into it, that was in the heyday.
I guess so.
When did you say that came out? I missed that.
The first one, yeah, this one came out 1980 to 1983. This is the Linn drum now. The other one was 1978, hence the name CR78. So this one here now was designed by Roger Linn. I like Roger Linn. I like what he stands for.
Didn't Roger Linn create the MIDI?
No. That was Dave Smith that created MIDI.
Okay, Dave Smith. My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, he created it. It was like a Roland thing in the early 80s. I can't remember when it was. We'll tell you in a moment. But basically, the Linn drum machine basically had different chips that you could substitute to give you different samples and stuff.
This guy, is he the guy that made a Kai?
Linn, yes, yeah, MPC, yes, Roger Linn. Yeah. He was responsible for designing the MPC. Yeah. Okay. And he's also responsible as well of co-designing the Tempest by Dave Smith, which we get to in 2011 on our next blab, which we'll go into detail of that then. But yeah, basically Roger Linn, he was like the man. Fantastic designer, great vision, and basically he did that. So yeah, this is a Linn drum. Before the Linn drum. So basically, it's quite prized by a lot of guys these days because of the characteristic sounds that it has, and it was used all over famous bands' works like Kraftwerk, Peter Gabriel, Michael Jackson used it, Herbie Hancock, Prince.
Give me a sec, guys.
You know, so it was quite important then. So it was used all over the hits because it was the main stable diet of big recording studios back in the 80s because of the quality and how it was laid out and how it worked. So it was really quite an important drum machine back there. But Roger Linn himself was a guitarist in California in 1978, and that's when he sort of began to design the LM-1 to accompany him, you know, doing tunes and that kind of thing. So basically, this machine was created out of a necessity. It's a pure marketeer's dream, really. I mean, where there's a market, identify your audience's needs, and then fill it with a product. And that's exactly what he did. He took his need for creating something that was good and convincing and that was easy to use to help him, you know, back himself up while he played his guitar and recorded stuff. So that's what he did. And he basically used BASIC, which was a programming language, to help him set this up. So if we've got the machine, the video, go ahead, play the video.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's Prince.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
If you will, my pillow. You and I, you could. Listen to that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my. 5,000, you said?
Yeah.
Sounds like it too. You were the baddest motherfucker on the block if you had that.
yeah, but exactly. Listen to the rhythm on that. Amazing sounds, man. I love it. I love that machine. I mean, I've got, a whole file dedicated to all the samples of it. Okay. No, thanks for that, Sci-Fi. Yeah, I've just got somebody up here. Just pause video a sec. On the chat here below, Sci-Fi Funk comments saying we need to mute when playing a video, or there's an echo which kills the music. So that's what he said. So we just have to mute it when we just have to be quiet when the video's playing. Otherwise, it'll just get an echo. We'll just have to not say anything, I guess. He said he's had the same problem. So basically, there will be an echo because as we're speaking, it's picking up what we're doing and then sending it back. It's just a loop feed. That's what you get typically. So he says, you Wax, he says, I think the guy playing it has to mute himself. So Wax has to be quiet because it's going from your end. So yeah, we put up these videos up here because he says it's better. No, cool. Thanks a lot, Sci-Funk. So yeah, we've put the links up there on the chat, and we'll put them up on the YouTube video as well when this goes up to YouTube. Oh, so then you guys can actually see the videos in your own time and actually appreciate the quality of them, really, because broadcasting it through the blab is not really doing it justice. As well, we also have to give credit because these are not our videos. We haven't done them, so we have to give credit to the guys that actually recorded it and took the time to actually demo these amazing machines. So check them up on the feed there. Have you guys played this machine for real? No, I've played the machine for real, but not this particular one that's on the video. So it's lovely. It's nice. Lots of buttons, lots of things. So yeah, it's quite intuitive. That's the thing about Roger Linn. He designs interfaces that are very intuitive and very straightforward, and you can sort of fall in. Although this was a little bit more complicated than more modern stuff, it still makes a lot of sense when you've got it there.
I think that thing has more buttons than my machine, yo.
Yeah. Well, Sci-Funk just mentions the Tempest looks too complex for me. No, it's not complex. It's really basic and straightforward. You just need to understand what the workflow of it is. And it's like any instrument. The Tempest is an instrument much as the Linn drum machine is. But once you get to know what it does and how it works, then everything is straightforward. It's just that the modern day drum machines do so much more than what these drum machines did. These drum machines in the day was just specifically with just drum patterns, and the patterns were there at your fingers. It wasn't a question that you could load samples in, or you had a combination of a synth and you would then layer it and everything. No, these were different. There weren't layers. These were like one channel, one drum beat, or not one drum beat, one drum sound. Not like these days where you can layer that and have one channel with 4 or 5 different drum sounds on top and synths going. Yeah, well, absolutely. I'm just reading off here what Sci-Fi's saying on the text, guys. So if you guys want to chip in, it's cool. But yeah, he's basically saying the older ones have a lot of power in the raw sound. Yes, they do, because that's all they were concentrating on. And their whole specific thing wasn't an all-in-one machine. It was a machine to only do a specific thing. So they could concentrate explicitly on just a kick drum sound or just a snare or trying to recreate it as close to it as possible. And obviously, when it gets to a later point, then you get the real drum sounds in there, the real proper samples. But yeah, the Linn drum machine was really important. I mean, you heard some of the sounds earlier. I mean, the first one he did was straight off Prince, you know, and I mean, and that's quite relevant to this week, you know. Yeah, the cowbell. Yeah, exactly. Well, the cowbell's everywhere. Yeah, it's a very famous cowbell. You hear it quite a lot. It's as famous. The Linn drum machine sounds are as famous as the 808 sounds, which we'll get to talk to on the next blab. So you got the 808 kick. You know, everybody knows that. It's the same thing with the cowbell. You know, on the Linn drum machines, same thing. The claps, not the claps. The cowbell and the hi-hats were very common on the Linn drum machine. That's what it was known for a lot of the time. Right, that's it for today's history lesson from me in terms of drum machines. So we've been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Started off with the Chamberlin Rhythmate, through to the Wurlitzer Sideman. Then we went to the Korg Keio Minipops 7, which has a great sounding bass drum. Then we went to the Roland CR78, and then the lovely Linn drum machine, or LM-1. And basically it was the first pure digital drum machine, really. And that's where we are.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
Your volume is off, Wax. Your volume is muted.
I can hear everyone. Oh, maybe not infamous foreign. I'm not sure I can hear you at the moment.
Yeah, that's Wax. Yeah, well, we're all infamous Foreign Sound Society. All four.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, there's a track called. I think it's called "It's All in Mr. Magic's Wand," and it was.
Yeah.
Do you remember the track? I'm sure it had that cowbell, that exact cowbell on it.
Yeah, it probably did, because the cowbell was synonymous in a lot of the hits during the 80s and stuff. In fact, let me check that. Let me check that up here. I'll bring up on here. So,
I'm just trying to remember the bands. Do you remember the bands that did that one?
I don't, but we can soon check it out. I'm just I'm going Googling it. Great as Google. Magic Wands, HQ Rare Video.
What's that?
Houdini?
Houdini, that's it. Yeah, Houdini. Yeah.
That's the one. 1983. There we are. We've got I can't cut and paste it because you're on my phone and I'm on the computer here. Well, I'll paste it to Wax on the Hangout and he'll paste it on there. Wax, paste this link up on the blab.
Okay. Somebody's going to get cut out, though. Somebody's going to have to leave a seat.
Do you want me to leave for a minute so you can play that track for a minute and listen and see if it's that cowbell? I'm pretty sure it is, you know. I know.
Yeah.
I know 83 is a lot after 1980. You would have had the TR-808.
Well, it's only 3. Yeah, but no. It's Q on. It's spot on time because the Linn was still manufactured from 80 to 83. So it will have been spot on. The guys would have probably had it a couple of years. So, yeah, it will be spot on thing. Right, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll leave, guys. I'll monitor the chat. I've finished for today, and I'll be back on the next blab, which we should have next week at this point, and we'll go through, rest of the drum machines and stuff. All right, I'm still about, guys. I'm just going to go off. Okay, Steve, enjoy the track, and I'll be on the chat anyway.
All right.
I just, do you want to, is it okay to talk about other drum machines, or do you want me to save it for another time?
Yeah, unless it was any of the ones that we just did a little bit of documentation on.
Yeah, okay. I'll save it for another time, because I'm slightly after that.
You can join our next conversation.
Sure. This is it.
I should mute my mic.
It's all right this time.
Oh my God, somebody get a doctor quick, man. She's having an attack. She said, "That's attack, man, not a heart attack." Oh, you mean she's all right then? Of course, man. You never heard of Mr. Maggie Pants attack? Where's this guy from? I heard of a heart attack, big rap attack. But what's a rap attack? Come here, man. See, I'm not explaining it to you like this. Yeah, rapper tag means DJs did in the street. MCs back to the beat. The people downstairs saying they can't sleep, so the people upstairs are song for them. It's not like they're starting to riot.
You get a breakdown when you really hear the cowbell in a minute. Here we go. Is it the same one?
Oh, see, now I understand what a rapper tech is. So it's about time. All you had to do is explain it to me. So let me ask you a question. How long have they been rocking like this? Well, it's always been around. Well, it's just that. It's big time now. Every neighborhood had its own crew. They made you against me and me against you. Never can ever reach at the neighborhood death. It's all so right from the crowd to enter. But why do you attack inside your house? And see who the best sex in the house.
Oh, you muted, man.
Yo,
I think you're
Mike,
still muted.
Mike.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna stop it right there, though.
There's an echo coming in through your mic. Penny.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm sorry. I probably need to go to headphones. I'll leave you guys to talk, and I'll just be on the sidebar. Nice to meet you, though.
If you want to join us next week, we'll be here same time, 1 o'clock.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, that's our blab for this week, guys, and join us next week for part 2 of the history of the beat machine.
Well, we may be bringing you some beat machines that you may be familiar with.
For reals. All right, take care, y'all.